6 News primary election coverage is sponsored by Centex Roof Systems, your hometown roofer.
Early voting for the primaries ends in less than an hour. Tens of thousands of voters across Central Texas have already made their voices heard on who they want on the ballot in the November midterm elections. 6 News reporter Sydney Walker has more on what's driving people to the polls for this Texas primary election. Hey, Sydney.
Bailey, I'm here at one of the early voting locations in Temple. We've got some voters still trickling in to put their vote in before that early voting deadline ends, like you said, in just under an hour. On both the federal and state level, we have some big races on the ballot this year. We're talking U.S. Senate races, congressional races, attorney general races, and the 10 Republicans and 9 Democrats looking to oust Governor Greg Abbott from that seat. I spoke with voters from McLennan and Bell County about what issues drove them to the polls this year. Central Texas voters are rocking the vote.
Total voting was around 38,000. So we're already at 28.5 right now. So I would expect that we're probably going to pass that number from 2024 by a bit.
James Stafford with Bell County said they're in the thousands. McLennan County is at over 18,000 and Coryell County is at almost 5,000.
Take advantage of the situation to vote. You know, it's your right, so why not?
Jeffrey Charles is one of those voters hoping for change.
The Senate race is probably one of the top ones, and you always want to know what your Supreme Court justice is going to look like in the state. For me, those two.
He's not the only one invested in the race for the Senate.
I actually voted in not my normal primary.
Braden Apple reached across the aisle this election.
I wanted to make sure I got that as an option getting to the general election for November.
The 20 candidates eyeing the governor's seat also drew in voters.
But I feel like he's did a good job, and so that's who I voted for.
But some just want an overall change.
Because there's several things that have been not going like they should and they need to be changed.
Like Tony and Darlene Jordan.
If you don't do it, then you shouldn't complain.
That is for sure.
But most voters,
voting is a privilege. It's something we should never take for granted in this country.
Shared the same message.
We're pretty old now, and we've been voting since we were 21, and now we're 80 years old, and we never miss an election.
Regardless of your vote, Central Texas voters all emphasize that it's your voice and your vote.
Come out and vote. That's your right. You're American. Get out here and vote.
Now, we are only 4 days away from Election Day, and we've got everything you need to know on KCENTV.com. Everything from what's on your ballot to what to bring to elections to where to vote in general. Live in Temple, Sydney Walker, 6 News.
All right, great job, Sydney. Thank you so much.